Hi guys, welcome back to Clare's Kingdom, where we talk facts, walk fierce, and remind the world that well-behaved women rarely make history. Yeah. See by the title, we are going to be discussing the Olivia Pope mindset, and these are just a few points that I have put together from watching Scandal, and to essentially use her notion of being a fixer, so being the fixer of your own life. So point number 1, advocate for yourself. So Olivia Pope never waits for permission, she speaks up. In the show we can see that she speaks up and she demands what she wants and she sets her terms. For example, we see in the scene where Olivia is summoned to the White House by Fitz, and she does the whole monologue about Fitz having to earn her and how the world doesn't revolve around him, and he was just begging Olivia to take him back and whatnot. And she said, if you want me, earn me. So in this way, she was able to show that she knew her worth, and she made it clear that she was not going to settle for crumbs or low effort. And I can relate this back to my life in situations where I've had to advocate for myself. For example, I use the coach sometimes to get to certain destinations, and there was an instance where I was scanning my ticket, or the coach driver was scanning my ticket, and he was claiming that it wasn't scanning. Usually when this happens, the person would get off the coach or just go back to the back of the line, right? But I stood there and I said, well, I have my ticket here, like I'm checking the date, I made sure it was the right location. And he was saying, well, it's not working. And I said, well, what do you want me to do about that? And I stood up the line, like I wasn't looking at anybody's face, because I said to myself, I bought my ticket, I've done everything I'm supposed to do. So maybe it's the ticket meter that isn't working, but I know I've done what I've had to do. So he scans it again, it's not working, and he's telling me it's not working. And so I show him my phone, and I literally show him the exact time, the exact date, like literally all the details are there. So he has no choice but to let me on. So in that case, I was able to put my foot down and stand my ground to show, you know what, I'm not moving because I've done everything right. So he lets me on. And then later on we find out that no one else's ticket was scanning, and the reason why was because it turns out because he was late to pick up, the time where he was supposed to scan it had already passed, so it automatically made everybody's ticket invalid. So then we found out that actually there was nothing wrong with my ticket, and it was actually him that was in the wrong. So it made me think, like, imagine I actually cowered, imagine I shrunk myself to say, you know what, my ticket's not scanning, so let me get off the bus, let me cower, let me go to the back. But no, I had to advocate for myself in that moment, and there's been so many similar instances where I've had to advocate myself in that way. And that's the thing, maybe especially being a black woman, for my black ladies out there, people may want us to cower or just take no or take whatever excuse they're taking, but in that moment I stood in my power and it felt amazing. Like Mama Pope would be proud, okay? Olivia Pope would be proud. So that was amazing. So key takeaway from the first point is stop waiting for validation, whether it's from relationships, career, or just life in general. You need to advocate for yourself like you are your own best client, in the words of Olivia Pope. And people will try to get away with doing the bare minimum, but you have to learn to see past these and stand up for your rights and stand up for what you believe. Point number 2 is protect yourself and set boundaries like a gladiator. So we all know that Olivia was known of being the woman with the white hat. She wore the white hat and she had a team of gladiators, which was her people that worked for her. Say that if you don't protect your energy, your peace, or your mental health, again, who will? Olivia Pope knew when to refuse the invite, when to ignore the call, and shut down the nonsense. So she knew when to put her foot down. She knew when something was crossing a line or crossing a boundary. So for example, we see when Olivia is receiving calls from Jake or even Fitz, she will happily decline the call, or she will walk away from the phone, put the phone in another room, put the phone in the bin, or even walk away from Fitz in situations where she didn't feel it was appropriate for them to be in communication. And she knew when to detach for her own sanity. And that's the one thing I love about Olivia Pope, is that her mindset is to not attach yourself to people. Of course you can love people, you can like people, but never attach yourself to people to the point where their actions dictate your mood or their actions dictate your peace of mind. The key takeaway is to just stop giving people access, especially people that drain you. Don't give access to people that drain you. And also, silence is also a response. People think that setting boundaries is yelling or, you know, having a whole conversation, having a monologue. No, silence alone can be you setting a boundary. Silence is also a response. So when you become the fixer of your own life, no one can take away that power. The next point, no one is coming to save you, and be your own savior. So Olivia Pope understood that no matter who was around her, Whether it was her team, whether it was Fitz, whether it was her father, her survival was always in her own hands. So we see this in the scene when Olivia got kidnapped. That was a very traumatic episode, by the way, or a couple of episodes. But we see that when Olivia got kidnapped, she was already mentally strategizing her escape. So as soon as she was put in a difficult situation, she was already figuring out her escape, even when she was helpless. And no one was coming to save her. Not Fitz, not her father, not her friends. No one was coming to save her. Even Fitz, who came to comfort her when she had been returned back to her home. He came to comfort her, but in that moment she knew it was literally just her and God, if y'all believe in God, but literally just her and her maker. Like, it was literally just her. And a key takeaway from this is to know that life is unpredictable, so you need to build self-sufficiency so that no matter what happens, you know how to get yourself out, whether that's financially, whether that's emotionally, whether it's spiritually, like whatever it is, you need to build that resilience, build that self-sufficiency so you can save yourself, or pray to God for him to save you or give you the strength. Never be overly dependent on someone, because this may taint your survival skills. So though you shouldn't live in survival mode, but you should mentally prepare yourself to whatever situation that could present itself. Like, never be too complacent with your environment. And this includes saving yourself from toxic family, relationships, or friendships, because no one is coming to save you. No one is going to come and force you to leave. No one's going to come and beg you to leave. That man, that woman, whatever. No one's going to force you to leave those fake friends, those down bad friends for you. Like, no matter what I advise, no matter what anyone else advises, only you can save you. Literally, only you can save you. And you can ask God to give you the wisdom and the strength and the courage to leave everything that doesn't align with you. But at the end of the day, it's you. No one's coming to save you. No matter how much you want, no matter how much you want that Prince Charming to come and ride on a horse, no matter how you want that older man, whoever, to come pay for your lifestyle, it's not sufficient. Like, you need to build that self-sufficiency. Point number 4 is emotional control. So power is in restraint. So high value people like Olivia Pope don't react emotionally to every situation. So Olivia was able to master the art of self-control, and she never let her emotions make her weak, unless it came to certain individuals, but I'm not going to get to that. But there's a scene where she was advising someone, I don't remember who, but she was talking about how you should never let them see you break, even when you're hurting. And Olivia Pope has she shows this in multiple instances. For example, when she finds out that Fitz had unalived Verna in season 2, I think episode 13, she doesn't scream, she doesn't cry, she doesn't panic. Instead, she literally pauses, she processes that information, and then she calmly walks away. And even though that's quite a crazy piece of news to him, she was able to just process it and keep going. She didn't make a big scene, and that's quite an extreme example, but the silence says more than any outburst ever could, essentially. So a more relatable example would be, for example, when someone disappoints you or betrays you, whether it's a friend, a partner, a co-worker, instead of reacting emotionally, instead of crashing out, instead of, just take a step back, breathe, and sometimes you just have to distance yourself. Like, sometimes distance is the loudest response, and I can relate to this in so many ways. Even with my family, sometimes I just have to take a step back, because a lot of the time, especially in dysfunctional or toxic households, like, no one's going to hear you, no one's going to reason with you. So you just have to distance yourself for your own peace of mind and not crash out, because sometimes that's exactly what people want. They want you to react so they can confirm the narrative that they made up about you, or so they can, just get something out of it. When someone provokes you, respond with a calm, measured response. It will unsettle them. The most powerful people in the world are the most unpredictable people in the world. So a key takeaway from this point is not everything deserves a reaction. Sometimes the most powerful move is silence, strategy, and retreat. The last point is point number 5, command respect, because you teach people how to treat you. So Olivia never allowed herself to be disrespected, like, ever, whether it was by Fitz, Melly, or even her father. She knew what you allow is what continues, and this can literally apply to every situation, whether it's romantically, someone putting their hands on you, someone abusing you verbally, emotionally, whether it's in a friendship, whether it's, a bully, anything. What you allow is exactly what's going to continue. And though the abuse or the pain, whatever someone's inflicting on you, may not be your fault, it's up to you to make the choice to distance yourself or get away. So sometimes your absence is literally the best reaction. You don't have to try fight back. You don't have to try, level the playing field or get revenge. Literally just absence. Absence is the best reaction. So Olivia Pope shows this when Fitz disrespects her or doesn't treat her the way she deserves. She removes herself. Like, she is quick to cut Fitz off. She is very quick to remove herself from the situation, and she leaves. She cuts all communication, and she makes it clear that her presence is a privilege. Like, literally speaking to her, she says, and like one of my favorite quotes that she says is, "Speaking to me is a privilege. You do not have privileges." And some people may feel that comes off as a bit extreme, but honestly, if you develop that mindset, develop that that attitude towards yourself, it will filter out a lot of people that will try to come into your life and disrespect you. So literally, speaking to her is a privilege, and that's the Olivia Pope mindset. So it's a privilege, not a given. So another relatable example would be if someone's continuously disrespecting you in a friendship or work setting, whether it's someone trying to discredit your work, which I've experienced so many times, or someone trying to, be shady. Those friends that give shady compliments, or just shade, just subtle disrespect, overt, covert disrespect. Honestly, your best move is an argument. It's leaving. Some lessons can only be learned through losing access through you. And a lot of the time, some of us struggle to get respect or be respected because we come back. We're so easy to forgive people. We're so easy to just forget or not be, because some of us are so non-confrontational. We just don't like to confront things, or we feel like we need to be the peacemaker. We allow things to slide, and this is exactly what causes disrespect. But Olivia Pope, her mindset was, if it is not helping me, if it's not adding to me, if it's not what aligns with my mind, my goals and my boundaries, it's a no. And that's what we got to learn. So my final message for the Olivia Pope mindset to you guys: you don't want to wait for anybody to give you power. You have the power. You already own it. The power is you. If you're watching this video, if you're on this channel, if you've heard it this far, the power is you. And this channel is for my powerful women, for my powerful ladies, powerful people, anybody under the sound of my voice. This is you. You are power. And I hope this video helped. I hope this video shows you guys how to become the fixer of your own life, and I hope it encourages you not to wait or depend on anyone to come save you. Of course, when it comes to God and your source, whoever you look up to, if you do, it's all down to you. Honestly, if it's going to be, it's down to me. That's one of my favorite quotes that I've heard. If it's going to be, it's down to you, sweetie. So I'll see you guys in the next one. I hope you enjoyed this, and yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, and tell me your thoughts. Are there anything else that I missed out that could be part of the Olivia Pope mindset? I'm looking forward to hear from you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.